You're watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 22nd meeting of the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board of Managers. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, we're going to call to order our November 22nd, 2022 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. May we have the roll call, please?
Becky Greenlaw. Here. Pat Harris.
Here.
Corinne Myers.
Here.
Leanne Jones. Martha King.
Here.
Adam Konechny.
Here.
Laura Krentz. Here. Mike Seitz. Doug Waters.
Here.
Great, we have a quorum. So we'll proceed with our meeting. Do we have any public comments at this time? Hearing none, we'll go right into our meeting. I want to initially introduce to everybody here Laura Nierenberg. Is that close?
That is good.
She's from Friedman and Associates, and she's standing in today for our beloved Nelson Picardo. He's on vacation. I don't know who gave him permission to do
Dominican
that.
Republic, and we're here.
He didn't ask us for permission, but Laura's here, so we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Do we have a motion to approve our minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes is read.
We have a motion by Doug Waters and a second by Becky Greenlaw. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't get used to that. Let's do our roll call vote, please.
Becky Greenlaw.
Aye.
Pat Harris.
Aye.
Corinne Myers. Aye. Martha King. Aye. Adam Konechny.
Aye.
Laura Krentz.
Aye.
And Doug Waters.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you for that. This morning, I want to start out by just talking a little bit about what we've accomplished this year, just as a kind of wrap-up summary, and just saying that we've done an outstanding job. I'm looking at our December meeting, and I'm thinking that with family, it's on the 27th, it's like a couple days right after Christmas. I know we have family and there's a lot of traveling and so forth going on. I did send an email out to everyone. I've received some people, some of the board members said they couldn't be here, but we had some that didn't respond. So I just kind of want to go around today again and just, if there's anyone that cannot be here for sure on the 27th, to let us know now. I'm going to make a decision if we're going to have our December meeting or not. So is there anyone that cannot be here at our December meeting? And I know there's one other person that can't be here,
I
so.
fly in on the 26th, so as long as my flights aren't canceled, yes.
Okay.
If it helps, Pat had instructed me to try to get as much of the business done as I could
Right.
on this agenda.
Right.
So if it helps in your thought process here, we don't have anything that we have to do at the December
And it
meeting.
looks like it's gonna be kind of close, so, because I know the other person's not gonna be here too, and I won't be here. So I'm going to, we don't have to do a vote, but just by consensus, that we're okay with not holding the meeting in December. Okay, you guys can have a break,
I think for the record,
a
maybe
non-paid vacation.
due to no quorum. I think for
Due
the
to no
record,
quorum, yes,
due to no
absolutely, due to no quorum, yeah. So we just make sure we got our legal, we're okay with that, right, legal? All right, so we'll go ahead and proceed now with the rest of our morning's meeting activities, and we'll have our treasurer's report.
Okay, so for October, total accounts payable $60,364.10. Total payroll $43,064.58 for a grand total of $103,428.68. And I have the financial position profit and loss, budget performance report, the bank reconciliations, and the claim sheets to pass around for your review as well.
If that completes the report, I'll ask for a motion to approve the report.
I motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Corinne and a second by Mr. Waters. Let's have the roll call vote, please.
Adam Konechny.
Aye.
Laura Krantz.
Aye.
Doug Waters.
Aye.
Martha King.
Aye.
Corinne Myers.
Aye.
Pat Harris.
Aye.
Becky Greenwell.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you for that. It moves us right down to our CEO report by Mr. Jack Arnett.
Great, Pat, thank you. I'm going to combine a couple of the categories here to start with. The first item that we've listed is our budget proposal, so let's talk about that a little bit. I guess I did get a chance to send that out to everybody, along with a narrative that supported the changes and the recommended budget. We're real happy to say that the proposed amount of the budget is significantly under what the income that we project, and the income is just a projection. As you know, we don't, there's no way we can quantify this year what our income will be for next year, but based on our 2022 income, the budget that you're all going to get to look at, we're significantly under that, as I pointed out in the narrative. It lets us continue to do the work within our two municipalities, the city of LaPorte, city of Michigan City, and the county. We do a lot of funding for positions in the Michigan City Park Department, the event director, LaPorte event director, supporting the park department, and both mayors are very appreciative of the work we do, and in fact, to that point, Mayor Dermody had called and said that he had a Board of Works meeting, I believe, today, or a conflict for sure, and he asked Park Superintendent Schreiber to come and speak to that, so I'm going to ask, before we talk any more about the budget, if it's okay, I'll have Mark say a few things.
Oh, sure.
Good.
Welcome, Mark.
Well, sure. Thank you, Jack. And I'll try to go with the same enthusiasm that Mayor Dermody does, but I don't know if I can quite get to that level or not. But the mayor asked me to come talk a little bit about our appreciation for the support and investments that the Convention Visitor Bureau has made in LaPorte in recent years. First and foremost on our mind is right after the first of the year is the NIBC LaPorte Invitational. And we had our inaugural event last year. For those of you that don't know what the NIBC is, it is a group of 10 boys basketball teams. The schools are truly national. They go from Virginia in the east to Florida, all the way out to Arizona, Kansas, and they all come to LaPorte, Indiana that first weekend in January to play. They're elite schools, top level basketball. 7 of the 10 teams are ranked in the top 25 nationally this year, and there are 30 recruits that are coming that are ranked in the top 100 this year. So these young men are on their way to major college basketball, and we know for a fact that a few of them within 2-3 years will be playing professionally in the NBA. So to get this type of level of basketball, this type of level of talent in LaPorte is truly exciting. It does bring people in from out of the region to come and watch it. We're very excited for that. But even more importantly, it brought ESPN to LaPorte, Indiana. And that's not exactly an easy thing to do. But we're excited to get that type of national attention. Last year, we had 3 games that were broadcast on ESPNU, which is in 57 million households across the nation. And we actually had 1 game on ESPN2, which is in almost 80 million households across the nation. This year, we're going to have 2 games on ESPNU, and I can't quite announce the other one yet, but we will be on a higher ESPN platform for one of our games as well. We got a bonus game that's going to actually be more of a regional flavor when Chicago West Indians is going to play Indianapolis Cathedral as part of the event this year, even though they're not part of the conference. So obviously, La Mer is one of those top-ranked teams. To have them locally is tremendous. But it's just been a great event for us exposure-wise to get LaPorte, Indiana on the map. And for anybody who might have either came to the event or if you watched it on TV, We've got LaPorte, Indiana right there on the floor at center court. So every time they cross back and forth throughout a basketball game, how many dozens of times they go, there's LaPorte, Indiana, and of course the announcers going on it. So we found it just be immeasurable, the impact that event had. And the teams that came, they loved Blue Chip, they loved staying there, they loved the hospitality they received here. It really was a first-class event, and we couldn't do that without the support we received from the CDB. So very, very much appreciative of that. With that, we are seeing a lot of great things happening at the Civic. We are putting $6 million worth of renovations in right now, everything ranging from a new HVAC system, which you can imagine a building of that age is quite a challenge. New lighting, we put in a new roof, and we're putting in all new seats, which is well overdue. The building is 90 plus years old. We're gonna have all new seats. So we really see a great customer experience, so to speak, at the Civic that's gonna allow us to build upon other events there, whether it be our concerts, the symphony, any number of things that we do over the course of the year. Those things have only been built. I am the chair of the Lake Fest committee. For those of you that don't know what Lake Fest is, I hope you know what Lake Fest is. We had our second annual one last year. It is basically a way for LaPorte to have a festival the last weekend of July where we promote our lakes and our parks. Linchpin of that, as far as one of our anchor events, is the Aquacross jet ski races, which is brought in by the CBB. When we first looked at trying to do an event like this, which was actually one of the first things Mayor Germany said to me once he became elected, was, we're doing a Lake Fest. We're doing something to promote our community in the summertime. And we went right to the CBB and said, hey, what can we do to really have a real anchor over at Stone Lake? And the jet ski races were a perfect fit. We're very committed to that. I've had that conversation with Jack. We want to see that grow every single year, and the investment that's made there is great. We surround that with events such as concerts, family-themed activities, participation sports like sand volleyball and a 5K run. There's Venetian boat parade on Pine Lake. There's just a lot of great things. I think we have, Adam is on that committee, Brett's on that committee, Katie's on that committee. I think all told, we usually have anywhere from 12 to 15 events going on over the course of 3 days in the summer. So a real exciting thing. But again, without the CBB's investment, we're not sure where we get with that. We also have their investment in the downtown ice rink, which is a big passion thing for us, for Mayor Germany. We want to give people things to do year round. Of course, it's a beautiful city in the summer. It gets pretty cold here in the wintertime, and to have some extra family-based activities and things that people will enjoy doing in our downtown is really huge for us. And of course, you have investments with the Dune Event Center as well, portion of Brett's salary over at the Civic. And as I mentioned previously, Brett doing a tremendous job there, and us trying to build that right back up into being a main attraction and the type of events that we're able to bring in. But on top of that, all the support we get, the visitors guide is great, your website, your staff is always very accommodating, always very helpful for us whenever we have things come up. And we're pretty excited about LaPorte as a community in general. Our lakes, Stone Lake Beach has been booming. We put a big investment back into there. Beechwood Golf Course had record number of rounds played. Of course, golf is booming, but that's more people coming into the community and everything we can do to invest in our parks. And we've made a lot of great investments there. But just wanted to speak this morning about how much we do appreciate all the investment, all of the support we received from the CBB. And I hope I got to Mayor's Germany excitement level. But we really are really pumped about this year's NIBC event. And again, like I said, when we can get those national eyes on the Civic Auditorium, on LaPorte, Indiana, on LaPorte County, that's immeasurable. And we're hoping to lock them down into a long-term contract. We've got them for one more year next year, but we'd really love to lock that down into a long-term thing to where they're coming in. So thank you for everything you do, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody had any.
Oh, great, Mark. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, please tell Tom that you exceeded expectations and that we're next time just send you. We're better off.
Okay.
Thank you. But again, thank you. So just in closing, Pat, I don't have a lot more to say, just a couple of new things. Website upgrade, as you all know, is on the agenda to vote on, but the money is in the budget to do that. We're partnering with the Fair Association, Agriculture Association for a couple things. You saw that in the narrative. Excited about that. Excited to be helped with the bleachers, the new bleachers that are coming in. Going to be a small part of that funding, but every little bit helps to get those new bleachers at the fair. And then, of course, the Michigan City event director position, we're going to be able to put some money directly into that this year, which is really good too. We're excited about that. So, Pat, unless there's any questions, I don't need to elaborate any further, I guess.
No, are you gonna, are they giving updates under their?
The other updates are coming, however you want to handle it. I mean, we can talk about the heads and beds if you want now, but it makes no difference.
Well, I was just gonna go down through the order, but I just want to make sure if any of staff had any updates to give us.
Yeah, I think we probably better vote on the budget, maybe, if we could.
Are you ready to do that now?
I am, yes, if you want to.
Yes, sure.
I guess maybe you can entertain that. I don't think I.
Okay, has everyone had an opportunity to be satisfied with the information that you received on the budget for 2023? If so, I would ask for a motion for approval.
Motion to approve the budget for 2023.
Second.
We have a motion by Doug Waters and a second by Martha King. Are there any questions, suggestions, comments? Other? Hearing none, let's have the roll call vote, please.
Corinne Myers,
Aye.
Martha King,
Aye.
Doug Waters,
Aye.
Laura Krantz,
Aye.
Adam Konechny,
Aye.
Vicki Greenlaw,
Aye.
Pat Harris.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate the support on that, and that allows us to really get going and get ready for 23. So, as Pat alluded to, we do have a couple other reports that kind of mix in with that a little bit, but due to time, I'm going to combine. Amy, did you have anything else to add? I've updated them on the income. Is there anything else you wanted to add under heads and beds?
Not really. We're meeting after this meeting today to
Okay,
plan
fine.
for 2023 and prepare for our holiday visits. We're delivering little chocolates this year to our hotels, so
Yeah.
it's getting ready for that. Otherwise, Jack's.
Yeah, but I mentioned.
Anything anticipated for December, since we're not going to be meeting? I was hoping, kind of cover anything that may be happening in December at the hotels. Anything special going
Well, we're
on?
visiting December 5th through the 7th.
You're visiting,
Yeah,
okay.
so
But
we'll be talking with them and coming back with great feedback. We always get great feedback from them on what they're expecting and just talking about next year and different things that are happening.
I guess I would refer to any special events that they have going on or anything at any of the hotels or.
I'm not aware of any special events
Okay.
they have going on
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, we'll have a pretty good update, Pat, in January, because we've had some activity with the owners of the former Best Western in LaPorte, the site. We're waiting to get word back from Mayor Dermody on our next step there, but we're trying to connect the mayor and the folks from EDC with that new owner. He's also owns a property in Porter County, and so we're working with the Porter County CVB with him, and there'll be more to update as we get farther on that. So good, thank you, Aim. So I'm going to, Linda, want to give a brief community relations report, please.
Yes, actually, I have no community relations. Dale's not here today, and she's our busy community relations manager that's out in the field and so on. But if anyone knows Dale, she's very active and stays in contact and communicates really well with Amy and I on things that are happening that we might want to be aware of. As far as on the marketing side, I was really happy to hear Mark talk about NIBC and the Civic Auditorium. Our visitor guide will be delivered either the 22nd or the 27th of December, so we'll get those out ASAP. But one of the great things in there, we also did a nice story on NIBC, and we worked with Brett and got a great story on the Civic Auditorium with a lot of beautiful pictures and so on. So there's a lot of great things that are in the guide. I think you'll be excited. The front front cover is a wow factor. Even we have a photo from the NIBC game this year. So a lot of exciting things, a lot of good stories, some new partners have come on board. So I think you'll enjoy that. And also with NIBC, the billboards that are up on the Indiana Toll Road, one of those now is also representing the NIBC basketball tournament coming, and so as people are on the toll road heading our way, they'll be able to see that billboard up on the toll road. So that's exciting. Just a lot of great things happening. And then obviously starting with 2023, the staff and Jack and I are getting together just to talk about some new things we want to test out. I think I mentioned Team Indiana, which is the Indiana Sports Group. We're partnering with them. Indiana Foodways, which is we're able to select 10 restaurants in our county for that, and then have those restaurants posted with information. So we'll be working with them as of the first of the year to get that going. Had ITA board meeting a couple weeks ago, just once again, nomination of officers, board members. I was reappointed as a board member for ITA for us for the next 2 years. And just a lot of things going on that I'll be excited to share with you as we move into 2023. A very busy group, and we're really impressed with what they do, how we reach out. But the other great thing is sitting in a room with 70 other destination marketing organizations and hearing what they're doing compared to what we've got on. And I always say, Northwest Indiana looks really good. So, but other than that, we finalized a couple things. Jack talked about the website proposal, so we'll be talking about that a little later, and just real excited to get the new website up and going. So
Great, Linda, thank you. Yeah, I know you guys have been really busy with a couple different projects that we've had to get done by the end of the year.
Yes.
So great job with you and the staff. With Blue Chip's not here, Brett, would you like to give us an update on the board?
Lots going on in LaPorte this weekend. Let's see, Friday, Chris Kendall Market starts, I believe, out at the fairgrounds with Bethany Lutheran. And then on Saturday, we'll have the Collective will be doing their artisan market at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium from 10 to 4. The Chris Kendall Market will continue out at the fairgrounds on Saturday and Sunday. Let's see here. The LaPorte Santa Parade will start at 3 p.m. It's going to travel from State and Tipton to Michigan Avenue, and then travel south on Michigan to Lincoln Way, and then we're going to go back east on Lincoln Way to Plaza 618, where Santa will be delivered to the chalet to meet and greet. Pictures with Santa will be available there as well, and then we'll have the official tree lighting ceremony at 3:45 that afternoon. This is the first time we've done the Santa Parade in the afternoon, and we're hoping to have a bigger turnout, maybe a little more pop with lighting and the tree and everything like that, so everyone's invited out to that. On December 3rd, the Eclipse Performing Arts will perform what they call their Sugar Plum Fairy performance, which is the Nutcracker. I think the performances are at 2 and 6 p.m. at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. Tickets will be on sale later today, and we'll have some information on that on our social media page and our website at LaPorteCivicAuditorium.com. December 10th is the Holiday at the Pops, which is one of our favorite events we have at the Civic. Kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year for Christmas. That starts at 7, doors open at 5:30. I know table seats are sold out, but balcony seats are selling quickly for that. I would advise getting your balcony tickets as soon as possible, because we have had a few times that has sold out in the past. Most people can usually get those at the door, but I'm not sure that's going to be the case this year. That same day, we'll be having the downtown cookie walk from 10 to noon. I can tell you, tins will be sold out probably by Friday. We went on sale yesterday, and I think we sold over half of our allotment yesterday. Basically, all I did all day long was drive around delivering more cases to the places that were selling them. So those are going very quickly. Those are $15 this year. The design highlights the Santa Chalet in Plaza 618. They're a little larger because people have talked about wanting to be able to, with the amount of businesses that participate, they couldn't get all their cookies and their tins to begin with, so we kind of changed that up a little bit this year. And then, let's see, December 17th, we have the Mega Beatles concert at the Civic Auditorium. The show starts at 7, doors open at 6. And then December 30th, we have a kickoff to your New Year's Eve weekend concert at the Civic. It's going to be an early start. The head honchos are going to take the stage at 6 o'clock. And then Rich Hardesty at the Little Nashville's, local guy that has done very well for himself. Really popular down in the Indy Bloomington area. He's coming home and he's going to take the stage around 8 o'clock that evening. Tickets are available for that. Ticket prices are great for that show. $15 for on the floor general admission, $10 for balcony. Great way to start your New Year's Eve weekend. And then of course we segue into the NIBC tournament January 5th to the 7th. So we've got lots going on and we're real excited to get it going.
Good deal. Thank you much, Brett. In closing out the LaPorte discussion, I just want to again thank the board for the foresight that you had a couple of years ago when we started, several years ago actually, we started working with the civic position. What that's done, and you'll see in the newspaper today, actually, it's been released, that the city of LaPorte has been able to, they're going to add an administrative position to support the civic and to support the park department, which really are tied together. And that's because of the help that we've been able to provide these last few years to help with the civic position, help keep that going. So they're going to actually, they're taking that money, they're building that administrative position on monies that they've made, not other monies, but monies that they've made because of decisions that you all made last few years in our budget. So thank you all for that. That's a big deal. Michigan City?
Yeah, I feel a little, you have to listen to what Brett's got. No, we have here in Michigan City next weekend, December 3rd, we have our Festival and Lights Parade. It'll start at 5 p.m. It runs from 9th Street to 4th Street going north on Franklin. Immediately following that, we'll light the official Christmas tree in front of the library. And then from that same night, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we'll have our Festival of Lights celebration. This year, instead of having it down at the park, we're moving the celebration itself to 710 Franklin Street, which is the old CVS. We'll have Santa there for 2 hours from 6 to 8. The activities for the kids. What we're asking is anybody that comes brings an unwrapped toy for Toys for Tots. Last year, I think we brought in somewhere near 400 toys for Toys for Tots, which was great. And then we're having our chili challenge again. It'll be the police department versus the fire department. And then in the other category, it's the service organizations, which is VFW, DAV, and American Legions. Last year, we raised almost $1,000 for Meals on Wheels. So all the money that's brought in, it's $5 to sample the chili and vote. And the reason we moved that downtown is we're trying to generate some more activity for the downtown shops, trying to get people downtown, look at some of the great shops that we have down there. Just real quick, I want to thank Jack and Rick for the opportunity to represent the city of Michigan City down in Key West. It was I sacrificed to go down to Key West and represent Michigan City. But I'll tell you, it's an amazing time to go down and talk to some of the other promoters, talk to the race teams, and it's still so exciting to hear the racers talk about how they can't wait to come back to Michigan City and how excited they are for this event. I was on WFM the other night. They do a happy hour show every other Thursday that I'm on and talk about the different events. And I spent some time talking about the Grand Prix because I wanted people to really understand the level of competition that actually comes to Michigan City. A couple weeks ago in Key West at the World Championships, in the 12 classes of boats that race there, 10 of the world champions all race here in Michigan City. And then you go into some of the other classes, there are multiple classes where first place, second place, and third place in the World Championships all race in Michigan City. So when I call this a world-class event based on what Jack and Rick and the entire team has done to build that up, it is a world-class event and you are bringing in the world's best offshore powerboat racers at this event. And I think we can build on that and we can show people that it's not just a little boat race down here. This is a world-class motorsports event, so you should all be proud of what you did. Just a real quick recap, the two biggest things that I'm happiest with from 2022 is the inaugural Singing Sand Sculpting Festival. That turned out to be a huge success. I'm very excited that we are bringing that back again in 2023. And we'll be announcing, probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll be announcing a new initiative that is going to not only generate more revenue from that event, but it's also, if it works the way that I had it planned, it will generate approximately $20,000 to be donated back to LaPorte County nonprofit organizations. So hopefully I'll be calling on all of the business and people in the area to help me with this, because it's going to take a huge effort. But excited about that. Very excited about bringing back Oktoberfest. That was a huge success. We had 41 bands over 4 days. This year I'm shooting for 44 bands. I don't know why the number 44. I'm just going with 44 because it's bigger and better. And then with the Great Lakes Grand Prix, I think it was an amazing event. I think we made some very positive changes to the operational side of it. I think we still have a few things to work on to just keep getting better. Because like I always say, events need to get bigger, better, and easier. It's going to be hard to make the Great Lakes Grand Prix bigger and better because we don't have any more room, but we're going to figure that out. But we can certainly make it easier for our guests as well as for the racers. And then real quick, our 2023 plans, as I said, the Singing Sand Sculpting Festival is coming back. We moved it back 1 week. It was originally scheduled the first weekend in June, but this year, Michigan City High School, their graduation ceremony is on that Sunday, the 4th, I think it is. And the last thing I want to do is prevent parents from seeing their kids graduate because they want to come to the Singing Sand Sculpting Festival. So we moved that back to the 9th through the 11th. And Michigan City Special Events will be taking on the St. Patrick's Day Parade this year that was formerly run by the Main Street Association. They struggled with some finances last year, so we're just going to make sure that we have a great St. Patrick's Day parade this year. And probably the most exciting news for me is that the City Council, well, the Mayor put in for me to hire a full-time person in my department, and City Council approved it. So the Michigan City Special Events Department will officially double. After the first of the year, I'll have a full-time person working with me, so hopefully we can do some more exciting things. And as Brett and I were just talking offline about how we had all these plans and things we wanted to do together, and of course, once the event season gets going, it's just a freight train for both of us. But hopefully with this, with getting some help, we'll be able to work on some things together. And I just appreciate all the support that you give us, Jack, and the entire team here at CBB, and we're just going to keep making LaPorte County the place to be.
Wow. Well, the kind of success that you and Brett are showing and talking about and discussing doesn't happen by accident. You know, we're lucky to have the level of folks that we have, and you two partnering with us and directing the events in both communities, and that leads us to our county.
I was just going to say that's perfect because we do have that wonderful asset out there in the fairgrounds, and I like to see Michigan City and LaPorte event coordinators work together on helping Joy bring a great event out there, and I'm talking a mega event. One of our goals, one of our primary goals in establishing the Fairgrounds Management and Events Corporation was to generate income through major events so that that facility could become self-sufficient and not lean so heavily on tax dollars to operate. So one major event would help that tremendously. So just want to encourage you guys
We got the challenge happening.
Yeah, and there's a lot of events that fairgrounds could host and host very well, and especially with all the improvements now that have been made out there. It's just really a wonderful asset for this county. We just got to make sure we use it to its fullest. And Joy couldn't be here today, but she's busy working. I just want to encourage everybody to come out to Kris Kringle. Bring the family out. It's a wonderful event, and it's one of those things that it's a county event, even though it's put on by Bethany, the church there. But it's a county event, and it's something great to see if you haven't seen it already. I'm sure a lot of you have, but for those of you that have not. At this time, we'll move into our unfinished business, and We're going to ask Jack and Laura to really handle this discussion. It involves our lease renewal. We've been going back and forth with this for a few months now, trying to come to some sort of agreement with the landlord, and I think I think we're there.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion, as you know. I've talked independently with a couple of you all. Pat and I've met with a couple. We had some other options out there, looking at maybe a one-year lease. We actually made a proposal in that direction. The other options didn't open up, but Nelson was able to jump in on fairly short notice and pull off this lease agreement for 5 years. So he's worked real hard on this. Any updates you want to give us on what Nelson's provided?
Oh, I could go through it real quickly, sure. So this would be the third extension, the third 5-year extension with the term ending, 2027. So in your packet, you should have the lease itself, and then the rent for each month is fixed, right? And it goes up incrementally for each year, which you'll see on the second page. Yeah, I don't have a copy of it, hard copy here, so I'm just gonna look at it online. He also wanted me to mention that one thing that they did waive was $100 per month trash fee. So that apparently was in the last lease, and they agreed to take that out. And then he was able to keep the square footage to 2 cents per square foot, which is actually lower than what you would customarily see for spaces this large in this community. And then any questions, he recommended that you just email him, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I reviewed the lease too, so I don't see anything that's unusual. And it was his recommendation that you accept it.
Okay. Any questions for Laura? She's really smart, you should ask. No, hearing none, we'll go ahead and ask for the motion to approve our lease.
I motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got 3 seconds here. We'll go with Adam. We have a motion by Corinne and a second by Adam for approving our Market Mall lease agreement for the 5-year period as indicated in the agreement. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll have the roll call vote, please.
Becky Greenlaw,
Aye.
Pat Harris,
Aye.
Corinne Myers,
Aye.
Martha King,
Aye.
Adam Konechny,
Aye.
Laura Krantz,
Aye.
and Doug Waters.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
We've got a home for the next 5 years.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, hang in there. Under new business, we have, Jack's gonna cover these 2 items for us. We have our contract with OPA, and we have the website update proposal, contract approval, that we have to do both of those. So I'll again turn it over to Jack.
Thanks, Pat.
You're really earning your money.
Yeah, I know. Can't help myself sometimes, man. It's just, December is that way. So you all got a copy of the OPA contract. We're excited to say no increases, which really wasn't the case with the former promoter. We were fighting increases all the time, and as you heard the report from Terry, that we got a great group that does this promotion.
Right.
It reflects on what's happening down in Key West and all the other sites around the world, literally. So, and then not a lot to say about the contract. It's the exact same contract you all approved last year with different dates. I mean, literally. And Nelson has reviewed this. Any comments on
No,
Nelson?
he said it's exactly the same as before. Dates are different,
Yes.
but the installments are the same. And based on what Terry was saying earlier, it seems like a good move.
Yeah. So that's short and
It
sweet.
is good. So I'll ask for a motion to approve our OPA contract.
I so move.
Okay, Laura's getting on it now. We have a second by Martha. Any discussion on our contract? Hearing none. I'll call for the roll call vote.
Corinne Myers,
Aye.
Martha King,
Aye.
Adam Konechny,
Aye.
Laura Krantz,
Aye.
Doug Waters,
Aye.
Pat Harris,
Aye.
Becky Greenlaw.
Aye.
Motion carried.
All right, the last item that falls under my purview here on the agenda would be the marketing proposal that we sent out. And this is in the form of a proposal, a marketing proposal versus a contract. And after talking with Nelson, we thought the right way to do this would get your approval today, depending upon how you feel about this proposal, to give me the authority to sign the contract once Nelson looks at the final contract, which would have to reflect the dollars and the timelines and so forth in here. And the other unique thing about this discussion is that normally we wouldn't even have to bring this before a vote because it falls under the guidelines for having to bid. We're way below that, and the money has already been, half of the money's already been approved in the budget already. You just approve the other half, so the vote has already taken place on the money, but the difference here is that Adam Company is the recommended company that would benefit from this proposal. So Nelson felt that doing it this way, Adam could easily recuse himself from this vote and make sure that there were no hiccups in approving this at all. We wouldn't have had to, but, so did I explain that right?
You did.
Yeah, okay,
You
but anything else you want to help us with on that?
No, I don't think so, not yet.
Okay, then the important thing is here is really that we had a great committee that pulled this together and gave me the recommendation that I made the nod to go with this company because they're local and because the committee did a great job and the price was right and all the above. But Amy and Linda worked really hard bringing in our regional group, vetting this thing, looking at other proposals. We looked at several different companies. They spent a lot of time and did a great job. And it's been going for quite a while. So I just couldn't be happier with the committee that put this together, including our regional folks. So they're really the ones that drove this recommendation as it sits before you today.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve? Well, okay, just to make sure you understand, we're approving Jack to approve the contract when it's finalized.
With Nelson's approval.
With Nelson's approval.
Yes, it will be contingent upon review of Jack and Nelson.
Okay, so that's the motion.
Motion to approve the signature of the contract by Jack after approval of Nelson.
Okay. You need a second?
Second.
Okay. Becky, okay, Becky is our second. Any other discussion on the, I just want to comment that I think that's a great proposal. I think you guys did do an outstanding job of putting it together, so thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Doug Waters.
Aye.
Martha King.
Aye.
Corinne Myers.
Aye.
Laura Krantz.
Aye.
Adam Konechny.
I'm going to recuse myself from the vote.
Stand.
Abstain.
Becky Greenlaw.
Aye.
And Pat Harris.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carries. With one recusal.
And Pat, in closing, I'd just like to make sure that Adam and Gail get together and make sure we update his individual form with regards to any kind of, okay, make sure you got it. Okay, good, thank you.
Okay, I hope you all enjoy your wonderful calendars for next year. I always like these. Okay, right.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And I'm going to talk to you a little bit, Jack, though, real quick.
Okay.
I got something I have to talk about.
You want me to stay here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we're going to wrap this up so we can get out, but I just want to thank you all for the meetings that you've attended this year. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, have a wonderful Christmas. We've done an outstanding job. I look forward to working with you next year. So our next meeting is on January 24th, 2023. That's the fourth Tuesday. Yeah, and I'll be contacting a few of you to be on the nominating committee too for election of officers since we're not going to be meeting in December. And thank you for the staff for putting all this together real quick so that we wouldn't have to have the December meeting and, with the lack of a quorum. So, thank you. Meeting's adjourned.
Good deal, I don't have to leave it.
Yeah.